BBC Radio Ulster.
Now, which products of the past 60 years have dramatically changed our lives? Well, one of them might be the magazine Which itself. But modestly, in its 60th year, the magazine is looking at other innovations which have changed the way we live. Here's a sample of some of the runners and riders.
This is the new Liberator, fully automatic from English Electric.
Would you tell me a bit about it?
Well, of course. This is a fully automatic washing machine. It heats up the water to very hot, then tumble washes the clothes.
Tumble washes?
Yes. This is not only the best way of getting every scrap of dirt out, but it's the kindest, safest way for the clothes.
I see.
You wouldn't buy a teapot without a spout, so why buy a toaster without a plug? Morphy Richards, the one with a plug on.
Isn't it marvelous? The new Hoover Steam and Spray Iron. It irons beautifully, like all Hoover Steam irons. And see that extra crisp bit? Free! It damps down where you want it, when you want it. You roars through the ironing. La-da-da-da!
Roars through the ironing with the new Hoover Steam and Spray Iron.
Rolls through the ironing, no.
Not too many men in those adverts.
Notice that.
Welcoming those domestic products.
Quaint times that we lived through. Professor Kevin Curran is a technology expert at Ulster University. He's with us, no doubt enjoying the adverts too, Professor.
Good morning, Karen. I am indeed.
Extraordinary times we've lived through, but you've got to hand it to people. It's been a very innovative 60 years. When you look through the list and the number of things that we've come up with that we just take for granted nowadays.
We do indeed, and I was just thinking to myself, what's my favourite product or technology? And it's actually GPS, the Global Positioning System, which allows us to drive from A to B now without having to take out our maps. And we just take it for granted, but yet, multiple times a second, what we're doing is our phone or our sat-nav is, actually sending a signal to 3 to 4 satellites overhead, 22,000 kilometres ahead, and bringing us down to precision, which now the latest satellites have precision of 15 centimeters. And these are just things, that's just one technology in our lives right now that no one really thinks about.
Don't you miss the maps? Don't you miss the rows?
I was going to say, it's probably saved more marriages than any other invention.
No?
Oh, no, not at all. No, not at all. Goodness, it was just a nightmare trying to work out. And I used to remember printing out, even when computers came along, printing out routes and trying to remember the M15, the M7 and all these. No, not at all.
No.
I can just concentrate on what I want to do and it just does it for me.
So much of it has been revolutionary. When you look back, 1964, the Flymo lawnmower, contact lenses, 71, the first computer Apple Macintosh back in 84, mobile phone, the Nokia Mobira Cityman, that was in 1987. It seems that we've crossed all sectors, haven't we?
We have indeed, and it's interesting that the first toaster was invented by Morphy Richards, and I just bought a kettle, from the Morphy company, so they're still in existence, which is a credit because most companies do not last that long. But underneath most of these, even the early tumble dryers, they would have had some intelligence. But really, the most amazing gadget probably has been the computer chip. That, again, it's something we take for granted, that it's the size of your thumbnail now in phones. And the latest chip from a company called AMD has 20 billion transistors on it. How do you create something which has 20 billion individual components? But we just take it for granted. The actual phenomenal design and engineering that goes into your modern computer chip, that is just incredible. That, even you can see why a speck of dust would cover up to 500 million transistors. They're just so tightly packed together, and of course they're giving us all the intelligence, which now the mobile phone has really become the computer of the modern era, really, and it's superseded so many of the gadgets which are actually on a lot of these lists. Like your mobile phone now makes obsolete torches, calculators, bedside alarms, phone boxes, MP3 players, a complete array of categories where a mobile phone is now doing all these things which we would have bought previously as individual items.
A lot of the things in the past were about convenience, about time saving. We now seem to be in an era of entertainment services, whether it's Netflix, the portable music library of 2001, of course, the Apple iPod. How do you see the future? What do you think are going to be the gadgets, the items that feature in the Which magazine in the next 10, 15 years?
It's funny because the last product that they list is the Smart Hub, which people would probably know better as the Amazon Echo and the Google Home Assistant. And to be honest, they are really taking over. That they're becoming kind of like a mobile phone for your car, for your garage, for your home. That it's really the speaker that you speak to, and you can ask it to play music, you can ask it to set alarms and to calendar dates, and it is just a really easy way. Anyone who has them, and again, it's mostly the geeks who are the early adopters, people who have smart home assistants, just really like them, and they're going to become more intelligent and more knowing of what we're going to do, and they're being connected now to smart alarm or door ringers on your phone, and they can tell you who's coming to the door, and they can speak the name of the person because the latest products have cameras or image recognition built into them. So these are actually a very key product for the next few years. Again, the phones will still be the dominant thing that will kind of be the central part of our lives. That they're just getting faster, that they're just getting better, they're becoming more ubiquitous. And there's 5 billion mobile phones now in the world. But again, drones, again, or the little helicopters, for want of a better description, are really also becoming more powerful. They're being able to be guided automatically, go from A to B without even just being set in the waypoints. And
next thing's going to be your Amazon deliveries, isn't that what they're talking about? Kevin, I'm afraid we're out of time, but thank you very much indeed for that canter through the past 60 years or so. Professor Kevin Curran there, technology expert at Ulster University.
25 minutes past